The legendary F-15 Eagle, a symbol of American aerial supremacy, has firmly secured its spot among the world's greatest fighters. With a mind-boggling air combat record of 104 victories and 0 losses, it stands as a true legend of the sky. But there's an extraordinary twist involving its ground attack-oriented sibling, the F-15E Strike Eagle. With just one air-to-air kill under its belt, the F-15E Strike Eagle rewrote the rules of engagement. Instead of using guns or missiles, it scored an air-to-air kill by launching a 2,000-pound bomb from miles away, obliterating an Iraqi gunship. But you might wonder, how did this extraordinary feat unfold? And who was the brave pilot behind it? Well, let's dive into it. In 1991, Air Force Captain Tim Bennett found himself serving as a flight leader for the 335th Tactical Fighter Squadron during Operation Desert Storm, a conflict that aimed to liberate Kuwait from Iraqi forces. Operating out of Saudi Arabia, Bennett's mission was to support the US-led coalition's air power campaign, which involved overwhelming the enemy with a massive display of aerial strength. The Gulf War air campaign was a formidable undertaking. The coalition forces faced significant challenges as Baghdad, the capital city of Iraq, boasted one of the most heavily defended airspaces on the planet. The skies were teeming with anti-aircraft fire and surface-to-air missiles, making every mission a perilous endeavor. Captain Bennett and his fellow pilots braved these dangers head-on. Night after night, they took to the skies, fully aware of the risk lurking below. Amidst the chaos of the Gulf War, Bennett had a fateful encounter with an Iraqi MiG-29. As he and his F-15E Strike Eagle patrolled the skies, the MiG pilot locked onto their formation, intending to engage them in a deadly dogfight. However, fortune intervened in an unexpected twist of fate. The MiG pilot made a critical error, mistaking another F-15E for the intended target. In a tragic turn of events, the MiG lost control and crashed into the unforgiving desert below. Although Bennett and his wingmen were spared from the immediate threat, the incident served as a stark reminder of the unpredictable nature of war. Among the 58 combat missions that he flew during his deployment, one stands out as exceptional. It was Valentine's Day in 1991 when Bennett and his weapons officer, Captain Dan Bakke, found themselves in an extraordinary and perilous situation. They were on an early morning combat air patrol, scouring northwest Iraq for mobile Scud missile platforms that posed a threat to American forces. Little did they know that this mission would push them to their limits and test their mettle like never before. As Bennett and Bakke flew high above the cloud cover, waiting for targeting data from an airborne warning and control system aircraft, they received a surprising call. An American Special Force team, operating covertly more than 300 miles behind enemy lines, had been discovered by the Iraqi military. These elite Green Berets were tasked with identifying Scud launchers for engagement from aircraft like Bennett's. The situation quickly turned dire. The Special Forces team was now in grave danger, surrounded, outnumbered, and outgunned. Time was of the essence. Without hesitation, Bennett altered his course, diverting his F-15E Strike Eagle towards the endangered team. Bakke's wingmen followed suit, maintaining a trailing position. As they closed in on the team's location, a distressing message came through. 5 Iraqi attack helicopters were closing in on the Green Berets. It was a critical moment that demanded swift and decisive action. The F-15 Strike Eagle, primarily designed for ground attacks, possessed the capability to engage enemy aircraft. Although no F-15E had ever scored an air-to-air kill before, Bennett knew his aircraft was more than capable of holding its own in aerial combat. Equipped with air-to-air missiles, the Strike Eagle possessed the DNA of its Eagle namesake, ready to defend itself against any airborne threat. However, the airspace over Iraq was teeming with aircraft from the massive coalition force. General Norman Schwarzkopf commanded a staggering 2,430 aircraft from various nations and military forces. Amidst this chaos, Bennett needed to be absolutely certain that the approaching helicopters were not friendly forces. Communicating with the airborne warning and control system aircraft, Bennett sought confirmation multiple times before receiving the green light to engage. With the operation underway, the stakes were high and the margin for error was slim. Descending to a mere 2,500 feet above the ground, Bennett guided his Strike Eagle on a direct course towards the coordinates where the American operators were believed to be. The enemy helicopters, identified as Mi-24 Hinds, flew in regular intervals, landing to drop off troops. This unsettling discovery revealed a coordinated effort to trap the Green Berets in an unwinnable engagement. With just 19 or 20 miles separating them from the enemy helicopters, Bennett and Bakke steeled themselves for the impending clash. They emerged from the cover of low-hanging clouds, their gaze fixed on the helicopters and the perilous mission ahead. Unsurprisingly, the Iraqi troops on the ground were quick to notice the approaching Strike Eagles. The sound of their roaring engines echoed through the air, signaling imminent danger. The jets raced forward, closing in on their target at a mind-boggling speed. To put it into perspective, they were moving 3 times faster than a Formula One car could ever dream of achieving on an open straight. Realizing the gravity of the situation, the Iraqi troops desperately opened fire, hoping to fend off the relentless attack. Gunshots filled the air as they unleashed a barrage of bullets, determining to do whatever it took to protect their position. However, their efforts seemed futile against the unstoppable force hurtling towards them. In a critical moment, Bennett made a decisive command. He opted to engage the lead helicopter, but not with his usual air-to-air missiles. No, he had a daring plan in mind, one that would give the soldiers on the ground the best chance of survival. He intended to launch a 2,000-pound GBU-10 Paveway 2 bomb at the helicopter while it was in the process of unloading troops. If all went well, the bomb would find its target, obliterating the chopper and its occupants in a single devastating strike. But there was more to Bennett's plan than just eliminating the immediate threat. By engaging the lead helicopter in such a dramatic fashion, it would create confusion and give the remaining helicopters something to think about. In this chaos, the Special Forces team might seize the opportunity to escape the clutches of the enemy. Bennett quickly relayed his plan to his wingman, who was flying 4 miles behind him. He instructed his wingman to lock onto the first helicopter that emerged and shoot it down with a Sidewinder missile. The Strike Eagle, moving at an astonishing pace through the sky, gave the unpowered bomb an unexpected advantage. It had a greater range than the Sidewinders. With precision and nerves of steel, Bakke, the pilot, meticulously kept his laser sighted on the target. Bennett released the bomb. Still 4 miles away from its intended destination, doubt lingered in Bennett's mind. Could this unconventional tactic actually work? After all, the bomb was primarily designed to annihilate stationary targets like bridges and missile systems, not airborne helicopters. But fate had a different plan in store. As Bennett prepared for another attempt, this time with a 200-pound Sidewinder missile, he witnessed a remarkable sight. On the targeting screen, a colossal 2,000-pound bomb flew into view. There was a blinding flash, followed by the spectacle of shattered debris scattering in every direction. The helicopter had been reduced to mere fragments, almost vaporized by the sheer force of the explosion. Soon after, Bennett ordered his wingmen to drop 3 500-pound bombs on the same coordinates, ensuring that any surviving Iraqi soldiers would meet their end. As the dust settled, the airborne warning and control system already had additional bombers en route to deal with the remaining threats. The surviving Iraqi helicopters, stunned by the destruction of their lead aircraft, made a frantic dash towards the safety of the north. And who could blame them? They had just witnessed the overwhelming might of the Strike Eagles firsthand. It didn't take long for a message to reach them from the Special Forces team, expressing gratitude and confirming the seemingly unbelievable story. As the years rolled on, the F-15E's legacy would endure. Its broadly capable successor, the F-15EX, might eventually replace both the Eagles and Strike Eagles in America's formidable arsenal. But the astonishing tale of Captain Bennett and his unprecedented air-to-air kill would forever remain etched in the annals of aviation history, a testament to the remarkable feats achieved by those who dare to defy the odds. If you found this video fascinating and crave more military insights, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to our channel. Thank you for watching.